A lot of times I don't think about it. I find myself not thinking about it. You know, I just handle every day the same way that we normally would. If I hear a person who doesn't know and doesn't know how it is to have a family member or a friend living with AIDS joke about it or make a crack, that's when it gets a little hard, because at that point you feel like you're in a room by yourself. You don't know what to say.
What has helped the entire family is their faith.
The song I'm going to sing today is In the Name of the Lord. Because in the name of the Lord, I am dealing with this disease. And in the name of the Lord, I'm getting my strength and my power and my hope to face every day of my life.
Whether it is in front of a congregation or in her own home, the secret to Linda Gibson's happiness in the face of a deadly disease is simply living her life, openly and with a sense of humor.
It is perfectly safe, by the way, to wash dishes in hot, soapy water. This family eats after each other. They're not afraid to. We don't share razors. We don't share toothbrushes. But we share pizza.
The Centers for Disease Control has proposed a new, broader definition for AIDS as of January 1st. When that happens, many more women will fit the diagnosis, partly because women with HIV are at risk for cancer of the cervix, and that's not included in the current definition of AIDS. In the final report of her special assignment, Women of Courage Living with HIV, Diane Atwood shows us how lack of knowledge about the virus puts women at higher risk than they have to be.
Hello. How you doing today?
Dr. Laureen Bixak is an infectious disease specialist. They're supposed to be the ones with the answers when it comes to HIV and AIDS. But especially where women are concerned, many are still trying to figure out the questions.
I've got this list of things I go over with HIV-positive individuals when I see them. It did include 6-month pap smears. And I kind of had to get into that idea, and it took me a little while because, especially in Kim's case, we were dealing with so many issues when I first saw her that, you know, getting a pap smear was really kind of low on the list, but it is an important part of an HIV-infected woman's care.
Kim was diagnosed with HIV last spring. Just getting that diagnosis was a hassle. At a recent lecture on AIDS, she explained how she was sick with several unrelated, unexplained infections. And even though 3 years before she received 50 units of blood, her doctor would not do an HIV test.
You said, I want to be tested.
Yeah, because my physician that I had been seeing wouldn't. He absolutely said, you have no risk. You've been married for 10 years, and he had been one of the physicians treating me when I almost died and needed all the blood.
Kim did have risk factors. Kim had very big risk factors. She had 50 units of blood. That's an enormous risk factor. So her physician was not right in assuming she was low risk. She wasn't low risk.
What's the problem? Why don't doctors know more about treating women with HIV and AIDS? Why wouldn't a doctor connect a woman's symptoms with HIV infection? One answer, not enough experience, at least in this part of the country.
I think have 18 women who documented AIDS in Maine. So I mean, we're talking a tiny number, and it's an awareness like any other disease, and it's going to be a learning curve. There was a learning curve for me. So let's see how you're looking after a few more days. I'm going to add the other drug. It has
Winnie was one of the first women with AIDS to be treated in Maine. This is Winnie a year and a half ago. This is Winnie today. But don't be fooled by the way she looks. She's a fighter and not about to give up.
I plan on making a difference